With nearly 1,800 acres of protected natural space, Dublin's Phoenix Park is one of the largest public parks in all of Europe. With that kind of ground to cover, it's nearly impossible to experience everything it has to offer. So we decided to spend the day just exploring freely and seeing where the journey took us. We had a car to get around, but you can also rent bicycles at the park entrance. If you do that, keep the weather in mind because no matter the season, wind and rain are often on the menu in Dublin. The main thing that brought us here was the chance to see the Phoenix Park deer. I'd been here once before and not seen them, so I knew there were no guarantees. We were told by someone they'd seen them grazing by the Papal Cross, erected in 1979 for a mass delivered by Pope John Paul. That mass drew 1 million people, the size of the entire population of Dublin. But alas, despite having all that space, there were no deer grazing here. We wandered past the 62-acre Deerfield House. Built in 1776, it's been the residence of the U.S. Ambassador to Ireland since 1927. It also doubled as the U.S. Embassy until they moved that in 1964. It looks close enough to reach out and touch, but they've designed some pretty serious security. Yep, that's a moat. So take heed, all ye knights on horseback. I love the dry moat that protects the back of the American ambassador's residence. That is easily scalable. In a nod to the special relationship between Ireland and the USA, Deerfield House sits directly opposite the Presidential Mansion of Ireland. From this angle, you can see why many call it the Irish White House. You can book a free same-day tour every Saturday here at the Gatehouse when you enter the park. Looks like these guys take their moat security a little more seriously. This is a way better moat than the American Ambassador's house. This'll keep the U.S. Ambassador from popping in to borrow a cup of sugar. Finally, we got lucky when we spotted this buck darting across the field in front of us with his family in tow. So that's why they named it Deerfield House. They turned and headed straight for us, passing by and into the forest. Well, you have to be really prepared with your cameras ready, because when these deer come through, they come through fast, because I guess they get spooked and they are jetting through. It's really beautiful though. It wasn't long before we tracked down the herd. These are descendants of the original fallow deer brought here when Phoenix Park was established as a royal hunting reserve back in 1645. They're protected now, and although they can be skittish, they're generally super friendly and will even approach you hoping for a treat. We were able to spend quite some time with them before finally being chased into the trees by a passing rainstorm. I guess you're not really in Dublin till you get caught in a real Dublin downpour. That came upon us very, very quickly. We barely had time to get into the trees, but you know, it blows over very fast, like 10 minutes, and now the sun is peeking through again. So, you know, if you don't like the weather in Dublin, just wait a few minutes. It'll change. And as you can see, it did. Back to blue skies, we ended up at Ashtown Castle, the oldest building in the park. It's next to the Visitors Center, where you'll find a great cafe with delicious food and a small museum that tells the story of how Phoenix Park came to be. It's a pretty cool exhibit with sound recordings of lifelike flora, fauna, and even historical figures that make this a great place to check out if you've got kids with you.
So the park was built.
This is also where you'll find one of my favorite things in the park, the Victorian Walled Garden. This was the site of the original Ashtown Domain, a 200-acre estate that was established in the 1200s. Though agriculture in some form existed here for 5 centuries before, records of this exact garden date back to 1838, when it was developed to provide the estate with fresh produce. It's like walking through a living museum. They use historical growing techniques, like these 16-foot walls. I assumed that they were designed to keep people out, but in fact, they were designed to keep heat in. Bricks like this not only retain heat, but are also used to train fruit trees. I've never seen apples arranged this way, sort of like grapevines, so that the fruit is easily accessible. It's really very interesting. happened upon the All-Ireland Polo Club, where we watched the ponies and their riders play on their famous 9 acres pitch. Founded in 1873, the club is recognized as the oldest in Europe. This is the kind of experience you don't really hear too much about in the blogs, but gives you a peek into the local culture. One of Europe's largest parks is also home to its tallest obelisk, and before leaving we paid a visit to the Wellington Monument. At 203 feet high, it commemorates the military career of one of Ireland's most famous sons, the 1st Duke of Wellington. Completed in 1822, the bronze plaques adorning all 4 sides were cast from French cannon captured during Wellington's defeat of Napoleon at Waterloo. At a time when Irish patriots were struggling for their independence, Wellington identified as British, which made him a controversial figure in Irish history, and not everyone was happy having such an imposing piece of British colonial architecture placed so prominently in the middle of Dublin's most famous park. But it continues to stand today as a testament to his brilliance as a military commander. A visit to Phoenix Park is a must for anyone looking to spend time outdoors experiencing the beauty Dublin has to offer.